Why, hello there.
Are you doing the intro?
I just did it.
Oh, was that it? Hi.
Welcome everybody to...
Welcome back to us and our friends. Rank 'em. I'm Brian. This is my friend Costa from Costa's Cottage.
I'm Costa. How's it going, everyone? I'm very short, clearly.
You're shorter than I expected.
But anyways, welcome to this video. Happy May 4th. May the 4th be with you. By the time when we're shooting this, the coronavirus thing is still a hot thing. So probably at this point, it's still a thing. So if you're inside right now in quarantine, hey, you're watching Star Wars movies maybe. So how about we rank them together, shall we? Again, just like the Kanye video, we come up with crazy stuff to rank. Costa was someone that I really thought about in terms of ranking, mainly because he's younger.
I was expecting someone with your reputation to be a little older.
And he has a different perspective, and he's a big fan of Star Wars like I am too. Before we get started, we're not doing the Clone Wars movie, the animated one. Oh, yeah. We're not doing my number one is not the Ewok special, unfortunately. In my heart, it always will be. And I will always love you. But it's not acceptable for this. You've never seen that? You've never seen the Christmas special either?
No.
Man. That's when Star Wars was like the Sully meme right there.
What's this?
From Monsters Inc. But we're just doing the 9 episodes, and we're gonna do Solo and Rogue One, and kind of like the Kanye video, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go back and forth with a group of them, and then by the end, you guys are gonna know our number one. So Young Padawan.
Okay. So,
see that? See that? I
understood that reference.
So let's get started.
So, number 11
our
for
stinkers.
Me, Rogue One.
Shame.
It doesn't do anything for the series. You know, it's kind of like it introduces.
You hear that, K2SO?
It introduces all he guys.
He does, all of them guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Spoiler alert, by the way, too, for all these movies, if you haven't somehow seen them.
No, don't worry about it. No, it's fine. We can edit it out.
It introduces all these cool characters and then just dead. I think that's ridiculous.
Fine. Number 11 for me is Episode 8, The Last Jedi.
What do you want me to say episode?
They're like animals, and I slaughtered them like animals. I hate them.
No, that's all I have to say. Last Jedi. That's. Oh wait,
great.
Costa, 10 through 7.
Number 10, Last Jedi.
Okay.
We already talked about it. It's just bad. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 9, Attack the Clones. It just wasn't it. I didn't like any of the movies. Attack the Clones, wasn't that the one where?
That's the one where the movie's really slow, and at the end, it's the part where all the Jedi are fighting.
This is the one where Anakin and Padme go on a vacation, right?
In the sand.
Yeah, the sand.
Coarse
and gets everywhere.
Rough, it gets everywhere.
And that one scene where he does the thing with the pear, you know what I'm talking about.
I do know.
I may have gone too far in a few places.
Alright, my number 8, Phantom Menace. I don't know, I just didn't really like it.
Yeah.
Some cool lightsaber stuff, and
yes.
Darth Maul, but whatever.
But whatever.
Number 7, Return of the Jedi. Okay.
Ooh, that's a hot take.
It felt like a repeat, like the story just wasn't it, Hey, look, it's another Death Star. Let's blow it up.
Well, yeah, and that was that was the main thing with that. I'm very shocked. I'm not like the biggest fan of it, but that is a very hot take to have one of the original ones so low. Anyways, that's your 10 through 7, right?
Yup.
10 through 7, that's a hot take. Okay, so I will say there is some similarities with our bottoms. At number 10, like not at number 10, but in this position, I have Attack of the Clones as well. Going back to what Costa said, I do think the movie is important for the story. There is a lot of cringy stuff. Reviewing it again before like Force Awakens came out, it was such a slow movie, and then the ending is so dope where like the Jedi all come in and the Clone Wars is starting to begin, and then the whole fight with Count Dooku, like that part was kind of like dope. And then Hayden Christensen, spoiler alert, he gets better.
I'm in agony.
He really does get better.
I can't breathe.
This movie is kind of a hot mess. So
You're suffering as much as I am, please tell me.
But yeah, At number 9, I have, once again, following up him, Phantom Menace. Yes, I think it is an unimportant movie. It is a weird movie to be in the prequel trilogy. Like, I feel like other than just showing Anakin just being around, there's not a lot in here. My personal thing on it, though, is I feel like there's not as much terrible CGI and green screen like Attack of the Clones. And I think a lot of the ideas, even though they all get destroyed by the end of it, which is pod racing, Darth Maul, and Qui-Gon Jinn. The problem with the prequels too is he's trying to be like, you know, C-3PO and R2-D2, where they're all along, and it's like this whole fan service versus like telling that story. But here's the thing, Phantom Menace does have a lot of cool stuff in it, but yes, it's not amazing, but I think there's entertainment value with, I was telling him off camera, easily the best lightsaber fight at the end. Darth Maul versus Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan. Number 8, I got Solo, a Star Wars story. So here's the thing, I go back to this movie for Woody Harrelson and Donald Glover. They are excellent, and Emilia Clarke's really good. I do like a lot of the world building they do. I think the first 20 minutes of this movie were a hot disaster, and until that first robbery they do, like the writing in this, and it's the Kasdans. It's Lawrence Kasdan and his son, and literally the name Han Solo comes from a guy like, what's your name? Han, I don't have a last name. Well, you're by yourself, so Han Solo. Come on. Alden Eckridge, I think that's the guy's name that played Han Solo. It took me a minute, but by the end of it, I bought it. Again, it's not Harrison Ford, but I think this movie gets a lot of...
He was pretty okay.
I think it's one of those things where, do I think he was amazing? No, but did I believe him as Han Solo? Yeah. Like, the moment he started doing, like, the little face looks, and he did, like, the little... I'm like, okay, I could buy it. But he wasn't amazing, but he is still pretty solid. Speaking of newer Star Wars movies, number 7 is Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker.
What?
JJ had a very impossible task, and if the whole movie was like the first 30 minutes where the 3 of them are together and they're on a desert planet, like the opening of Return of the Jedi, and they're speeders, like Return of the Jedi, that shoot people, which is a little different, but still Return of the Jedi.
Got it.
It would have been awesome. The stuff that was done well in Episode 8 that they brought into Episode 9, like Kylo and Rey being connected, I thought that stuff was cool. Like, I still think it was interesting. But I could tell in the very opening when Rey's like, I'm gonna go off on my adventure, and Oscar Isaac and John Boyega go, no, we're gonna finally be together. Like, that was clearly them going, we get it. But they have such great chemistry, and that first 30 minutes was awesome. Like, it was classic Star Wars. I think it was so much fun, and the actors together were great. Yeah, honestly, other than that, if the movie was like the opening, this movie would have been awesome. But I think it still was a solid, fun movie.
7,
so
okay.
6 through 3.
So 6 through 3. All right, so for number 6, I got Solo, right? But the guy who played Solo,
yeah,
he did a pretty good job playing Solo.
Well, yeah, when they have Donald Glover literally doing a spot-on Billy D. Williams impression, it was awesome.
It's great. And the Sabacc games, and you think that he's gonna win the Millennium Falcon in that first one, but he doesn't, and he just kind of leaves.
Yeah.
I kind of, you know, he kind of brings it full circle.
Yeah.
He comes back to that little forest place and wins it. It's pretty cool. But no, that movie, it was just fun, right? Number 5, I got Force Awakens, okay?
The opening of the new trilogy.
Exactly. You know, it was kind of a repeat, sort of, you know, New Hope, it was kind of that. Poe and Finn, they go to the planet and they find Rey and the BB-8 and they're like, oh, cool.
That's the real reason why I didn't like Rise of Skywalker.
And then it's another Death Star. Yay!
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Alright, number 4, Revenge of the Sith. That was Episode 3, if I remember correctly. I think that lightsaber duel at the end, and...
I don't like the prequels at all.
What?
Bro, okay. Revenge of the Sith was fun. Like, that's how I judge movies. I think fun.
Fun is a weird word to put for a movie that was so
Fun.
dark and like...
Fun. Okay, right
Fun.
now I'm doing 3.
Yes.
Rise of Skywalker. Okay.
Okay.
Fun. I liked at the end how they, when she was looking at the stars, it kind of had the quotes from all the original characters, and they also had people from like the Clone Wars and Rebels in there.
Well, yeah, because they were connecting
and
everything.
It also included some people that like you don't even know exist.
Yeah.
So like that.
Are they setting up stuff?
Yeah, exactly. And I also don't like how this is supposed to be the last movie. This is just one of the things that I don't like, the last movie, but it also like sets up a bunch of other stuff. Cause you know Disney, they gotta make their money. It was a little predictable, but like also not. But it really was. But it was fun. So it's good.
So it's right? Because it's fun. If it's not fun, if you're like Rise of Skywalker, so much fun. Last Jedi, no fun.
Exactly.
Are you done?
I guess so, yeah.
Okay. Number 6. My goodness. Number 6 is Return of the Jedi. I do mirror some of the comments that Costa says. It, you know, when you get the original trilogy and you see where they're going with it, and then it finishes with some cool ideas, but there's also a lot of goofy stuff about it. The whole part with the Emperor at the end, like rewatching it again, goes on so long where like literally it's him like, your friends are gonna die. 5 minutes of action. Your friends are gonna die. 5 minutes of action. Your friends are gonna die. Like it goes on and on. But here's the thing, there is still a lot of cool stuff. I do think the ending of it's really cool. I do think there's a lot of cool moments in it. But yeah, I kind of mirror what you were saying. It's definitely, it's not bad, but it in relation to a lot of the other movies, it definitely is still like, okay, it's kind of goofy, but it's still actually a way better movie. But number 5 is The Force Awakens. So I agree with you there. Force Awakens is the same movie as the original. However, as a film, it's the whole thing where the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy were great world builders. They had great characters. They had great dynamics. The new trilogy, it really was just, let's just repeat it. But
hey, let's do the same thing 9 times.
But like the prequels had a lot of cool, like with George being around, like it had a lot of cool, like, you know, new places. Whereas like Force Awakens, yes, it starts on a desert planet with a girl on a desert planet. A droid has to deliver a message. A big character gets killed. So it's like that sort of thing. But as a movie,
character get killed?
Han Solo.
No. In the original.
Obi-Wan.
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
Anyway,
Okay,
Force Awakens is great. I think as a movie, it's great. I think everyone's good in it. Shout out Domhnall Gleeson as well. They probably direct him to be over the top, and I love it because he's so insane. Every time he's the redhead. Every time he does a speech, he's just like, "We're gonna kill them." Like he's over the top. I like it. Yeah, basically. So now people are gonna take that and just put Nazi footage over you and say Costa's officially a neo-Nazi. Number 4 is a movie that should have been higher up on your list, and that is Rogue One: A Star Wars Story. Rogue One, as a Star Wars movie, I think is great. There's not a lot of characterization, but I think the actors make up for it because the actors themselves are so great in their roles. I think all of them, you're actually looking at it right now. I think all the characters are great. I think they all have their own personality. I do like the story. You go into it knowing they're all gonna die. Like you go into it knowing this is a suicide mission. And that's the point, is you want so much more, but you're like, in the time that you get, I think it's still great. And I think its connection to the whole Star Wars universe is great. The ending part with Darth Vader whooping ass and K2SO. Shout out K2SO right there.
It is pretty dope.
And
But he dies.
Yes, like all of them, but they do it for the good of the humanity. So, anyways, number 3, Revenge of the Sith. I'm gonna go over what he said. I think this movie is leaps and bounds ahead of the other 2 prequels. I think Hayden is a lot better. I think the story is actually interesting. I think the characters are interesting. When everything, again, you go into the movie knowing this is it. And when it gets to the part where Anakin jumps up and starts fighting Obi-Wan, it goes on a little too long. Like by the time they're floating on the lava, I'm like, yeah, I have the high ground, Anakin. And then he's like, you were my brother, Anakin! I loved you! Uh-oh, I got corona now. It is fan service done right, but it's a story done right. And there's certain things that George Lucas does as a director and writer here that are actually, like, a lot of the problem with the prequels is it's so heavy-handed with like exposition and characters have to say it's like, just make it a good movie and use tricks and techniques, and it's heartbreaking, the music's great, and it's dark. I don't know how it's fun, but it is dark, and just to see, and it's fun, and to see that happen, like, when I was a kid, I liked Phantom Menace as a kid. Attack of the Clones I thought was boring, but when I remember seeing this for the first time in the theater, I was literally like, this is awesome. Like it was so awesome. And the CGI looks somehow way better too, which is really weird.
I don't even think I was like
one.
When that
God, I'm
movie came out.
old. Anyway,
so
top 2 time.
Am I going 1 and then 2 or 2 and then 1?
2 and then 1.
2 and then 1? Why would I do that? Why don't I do 1 and then 2? No, okay, we're gonna go 2 and then 1. Okay, so my number 2, we got A New Hope.
The start of it all.
Exactly. That's pretty much it. Fun. It introduces all these characters. It does it well. You know, you're much more better at like movies and stuff. But like, fun. It introduces all the characters. You know, they all work together fine. You know, the whole trash compactor stuff was neat. That was fun. It's
New Hope.
fun.
New Hope has easily one of my favorite lines from any Star Wars movie, and it's when they get in before the trash compactor, and Han goes on the intercom. He's like, "Situation normal." And he's like, "We're fine here. We're all fine here now. Thank you. How are you?"
Boring conversation anyway.
One of the best deliveries in like Harrison Ford
He's great.
is a gem. We need to protect that man, that grumpy old man. God, I love him so much. How old is he? I don't know.
He's
Old to survive like
He's getting up
17
there.
injuries.
He's getting up there.
Yeah.
I want to fly an old plane, not a new safe one.
All right, number 1.
What's it gonna be? I don't
Empire
know.
Strikes Back. It was Empire Strikes Back. So that's 2.
Luke, I am
2.
your no Luke. I am your
That's
father.
2. Yeah.
Yes.
Cloud City. Cloud City was awesome.
Oh
I
my
loved
God.
it. We got Lando. Lando was fun. It was different than all the other movies. It wasn't like, hey, let's go blow up a giant battle station thing. They did that for the movies.
Good.
Go ahead.
Well, okay. Well, spoiler alert. I'm just gonna kind of repeat what he said because at my number 2, I have the original, New Hope.
Gee, that doesn't sound familiar.
This is just a nostalgia movie. Yes, there is still outdated stuff. Again, when we get into Empire, it's the same thing where it's the technology leap. Obviously, he didn't have so much money. It is a little corny in spots. There is some corny stuff in it, but as a building block to building this universe, it's great.
surrounds
And like
us.
Obi-Wan's great. Oh yeah, it's not like those midichlorians. But it's just awesome and it's lovely. Not the new cuts that George Lucas keeps ruining with all this stupid CGI. Don't need it. They don't need it. They don't need it. And also, Han shot first. Han did shoot first. But anyways, number 1, Empire Strikes Back. This should be
Yeah, you kind of stole my thunder.
this should be everyone's number 1 if you actually appreciate film and Star Wars. But just like he said, I know you don't know a lot of like film stuff, but as I brought up to you, Lawrence Kasdan, he's the one that took over writing this movie because obviously George Lucas didn't direct. He only directed the first one, not 5 and 6, and then he co-wrote the 6th one. He didn't write the 5th one. Lawrence Kasdan, like he said, he took what George did so well in 4 and build these great relationships with these characters, made Luke semi not annoying. He built this great relationship with Han and Leia. And the whole Lando thing. The twist is like obviously one of like the top 5 biggest twists in the film.
Twist where Lando is like,
No, not that twist. The twist where Darth Vader is his father. Like
got
who was
that was a
you know, and it's great. I love it and rewatching it on times. And and the introduction of Yoda, Grumpy Yoda, he's great. Remember when he's like his butt shaking when he's like digging through all the Luke stuff? He's like, "Urgh, food, Lucas."
That was a great impression.
Thank you. No, Empire's great. Empire it's fun. It's building a great world and it's doing something dark and cool with these characters and I love it. It's fabulous. It's awesome. And it's why it's my number 1. It's why it's his number 1.
Should be everyone's
but you know, it should be
like
everyone's number 1. But if it's not, you're wrong. But other than that,
Wrong.
you should leave it in the comments.
Wrong.
What your favorite Star Wars movies are. Take these into account. We're gonna get back with you guys
If
on
it's
that.
not Empire Strike Back,
Then just go. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching when you rank them. We are gonna try and do a little more with this DIY set. But before we go, we have a giveaway. It's very very exciting. So we have this poster of clearly one of my favorite Star Wars movies, Rise of Skywalker. It's very cool. I like it a lot. Again, Sith Troopers were cool. They were in the movie for 5 minutes. If you guys want this, you have to do 2 specific things. Number 1, follow us on all social media: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's official. It's official UAOL everywhere. And then on either Instagram, the photo with the thumbnail for this, or Facebook with the video, or Twitter with the video, reply with hashtag UAOF Star Wars, I think we agreed on.
Yeah.
For now, give us your favorite Star Wars memory. We're gonna see if you follow everything and give us your favorite memory from any Star Wars movie. If it's Last Jedi, hey, who knows? Maybe you might make me like a part of Last Jedi. We don't know, but it's up to you if you want this awesome poster. And again, if you guys want us to do whatever with it, sign it, follow us on social media. It's all in the description below. His stuff will be in the description below. All of Costa's fun, you know, I'm all up in the world doing fun stuff.
You know, I don't know if by the time this is going up, I don't know if I will have anything up. I have one video, and that's actually of him on my YouTube channel. But I don't know if I'll have anything up by the time this goes up. I should have that.
Go subscribe to him
Go
anyway.
subscribe.
Get ready. Because
Yeah,
we'll have so many
it's
videos.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good.
And if you guys like this, maybe leave some suggestions for rankum ideas. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. It was a lot of fun. Again, stay safe, stay healthy, stay clean, and you know,
or not.
Don't, you know, be an idiot in these times.
Don't be me.
Okay, bye.